Hello and welcome to Below Average Gaming. I am your host, the Below Average Gamer, and yes, I know you're surprised. You're like, what's going on? Stern, I thought you were done. I thought this was the end. I didn't know what I was gonna do with myself. I was worried. You had me scared. I was freaking out. I've peed more than my fair share of pants since you've been gone, and you're like, what are you doing back? Well, it is, after all, April Fool's. I was gonna say 4th of July. After all, it is the 4th of July. No, after all, it is April Fool's, which means that I had to pull a little bit of a prank. So I decided, you know what? What is the one thing that I know everyone will get behind? Whether they believe it or not, what's the one thing that I know everyone in the server will believe, because deep down they kind of want to believe it? What if I was leaving the server? What if a player who is known to be, I'm not saying I'm rich, I'm saying I have a little bit of money, a player who has a little bit of money leaving the server, and they say, you know what, I'm just gonna give away everything. Who wants it? And I knew everyone would be behind it, but I have to say, I was a little scared because of how many people were actually genuinely upset or disappointed that I would be leaving. So I have to say, I'm not leaving. Let me say it that way. Let me make it as clear as possible. I'm not leaving. Not a boo-boo. I'm staying here. Leave that up there. I don't want to write anything on it, but that was making me a little weird because it was empty. But yeah, I'm not leaving. I'm staying here. Ha ha ha. You can't get rid of me that easy. In fact, I was going to do a camera. Decided against it because I saw my face and was like, ooh, no. We're not playing this game. So yeah, I'm back. Just going to go over a couple things that have been going on in Hellominers, as that's been my thing recently for some reason, talking about some of the drama that's been happening in the Hellominers server. Recently, we had a lot of mods that got demoted for what's being called the what is it? It's called the Apple something. The Apple exploit. That's what it is. Yeah, people were exploiting the Apple company. No, people were actually exploiting the sale of apples in the government store, I believe. I didn't read up a lot on it, but due to this and due to basically what happened was mod staff members were abusing and exploiting an issue in the server. So rather than bring it up as staff members are meant to do, I'm dying. Rather than bring it up as staff members are meant to do and say, hey, there's an issue that might be going on here, they instead used it to make an extra buck. Which, as a regular player, good for you. Awesome. Fantastic. As a staff member, I think it's your job to stop that from happening. That's like finding out that there's someone in town giving away free drugs, and you as a cop, rather than being like, hey, let's stop this from happening, saying, ooh, I'm gonna get me some free drugs. So yeah, I mean, while it is something that everyone else was kind of doing already, not that specific exploit, but all the fact is people were exploiting regardless, different things, you know, different mob grinding techniques, things like that. You know, this Apple thing, what was going on with the apples was done solely by mods, by admin, by, you know, staff members, and it's something that needed to be looked into. And I believe the thing that they decided to do, while I do feel it was rough, while I do feel it was harsh, I think it needed to be done. You know, I think that was a proper response. I think it was rough, I think it was harsh, and I think that that's what makes it something that people were looking at and saying, I want to make sure that I don't, as a staff member, I don't do that. Excuse me. I think it accomplished that task. I mean, I was in here earlier having a Succeeded Killer, SK, come in and double check, make sure, hey, you know, with all this stuff going on, I want to make sure that my thing in here to get money, to grind mobs and whatnot, I want to make sure that I'm not breaking any rules. Am I breaking any rules? And he came in and said, nope, everything's fine, everything looks great. You're just not going to get mob bounty after a while. Is that fine? And I said, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I just want to make sure, after everything going on, that I'm not going to be banned or demoted from a regular player to less than that, which is, I guess, would be banned or muted. But yeah, I just want to double check and make sure that that was being safe. And I suggest if you are doing a questionable practice in-game to make some money, I would ask as well, just to be safe, that, oh, Jesus Christ! That is a ton of skulls. You know, just be careful, be safe, practice safe stuff, so that you don't get yourself banned. Or even worse, what happened with the mobs was just, you know, it was a flaw in integrity. I'll say that. I'll say that much. I need to kill another mob. Before I do that, I need to kill a mob. Oh, you know where mobs always spawn? What am I doing? I'm going the wrong way. Excuse me, I have a little cough. I've been drinking nothing but water all day, and I have this little cough still. Look at that. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I'm going the wrong way. It's this way. I think that what was done was right. I think that was a proper response by the staff in how to punish the other staff members. Now, I will say this as well. I think the staff I love our staff. I think that they make good choices. I think that they make a lot of really good decisions as representatives of the server. I know that I made a video once a while back showing how long it took for Help Me's to be done, you know, saying that the system in play wasn't working, yada yada yada. And I'll tell you this, I was told by a staff member, I think the next day, that you know, this video has made an impact and we're gonna do some things to change it. We've added some rules as staff on the server that are going to have to be followed. Excuse me, that are gonna have to be followed. I made a delicious peanut sauce chicken. It was fantastic. Sounds kind of gross, but it was actually really good. I'm admitting that why I burp and why I've been coughing and whatnot is because I just ate. It was delicious. The peanut sauce. Don't want to toot my own horn, but a toot. That was fantastic. It was peanut butter, soy sauce, lemon juice, a little bit of water to give it some volume, brown sugar. It said to use garlic clove. I didn't have any garlic clove, so I used garlic powder. It was just grinded up garlic. It was the same thing, and it was fantastic. I suggest you look up the recipe online. If you can, you just got to cook yourself some chicken. Put that peanut oil right on top. I keep saying peanut oil. Put that peanut sauce right on top. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. But yeah, I think the actions taken were just and were fair. I know some people disagree, but I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say, you know, I am happy that we have admin, that we have staff, that we have mods who are willing to do the hard things to keep the server in check. You know, willing to do those things like demoting other staff members. You know, I'm not saying that I'm happy that the staff members got demoted. I'm very upset. I'm very sad that staff had to be demoted. But I'm saying I'm happy to see that proper checkage is being done on these things. You know, that it's not like, well, everyone just kind of keep your mouth shut and we'll hope no one else finds out about this. We'll fix it and yada yada yada, move on. No, this was something that the staff said, you know, this was an exploit. It was exploited. So we can't just sit around and not do anything about this. And I'm very happy that happened. That's how the server operates. I'm gonna need, let me see, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 10 is 40. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, so I'm exceedingly happy about that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Now we're gonna come back through here. Do it this way. I'm basically setting up a giant fuse here. But this is what I do. This is how I enjoy my free time. I remember when I first got this farm here, I actually I bought this from someone. It was just 2 spawners when I got it, and I turned it into a big grinder like this. But it was just 2 spawners. And I will tell you this, if you want to make money fast, if you want to make money hand over fist, I'm going to say 1,000 fossils every... Shoot, I'll say 1,000 fossils every like hour, every 30 minutes. Best thing to do, it's really boring, you're probably going to hate it. Go into the nether and just walk in a direction. Walk in any direction. Okay? Because that's what I did to get here. Was someone sold it to me and I was like, oh shoot, now I just gotta walk to find it and it's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, I walked, took me about 3 days. In that 3 days, I think I came across and regioned and ended up selling off, I want to say maybe 10, 12 spawners. Just saying, hey, $1,000 another spawner. Go for it. So we did that, and I did that, and it was fantastic. I made a ton of money. Super easy. You know, I just warned them, you know, hey, I'm gonna give you the coords, I can't lead you to it, you gotta go find it yourself. People were like, sure! But if you want to make money fast, just walk in the nether any direction. I did it for 3 days to get to this spot here that I bought off of someone. And like I said, I found maybe 12 spawners. And I'm saying 12 because I'm probably undershooting it. I want to undershoot it. I don't want to overshoot it. And you'd be like, hey, I was walking for a week and I only found 10. Well, congratulations, you found 10 spawners for free. You jack. Also, didn't realize it. I could have been one of the first people to get to the expansion. Did not realize it because this portal here actually pops you up right at the edge of the expansion, and then like 5 blocks from running into the invisible wall. And I've been here for, I want to say, a couple months now. But yeah, you just come through here. You're in a cave. Go up, swim up a little bit, and yeah, you end up right on the edge of the expansion. So. Missed opportunity. Good news is next expansion, I'll remember that and I'll be one of the first ones there. Nana boo boo. I will get to whatever the new animal is. I hear talk that it's parrots. Don't know why they would have parrots. They seem kind of useless to me. But I hear that's the thing. But back to some of the stuff going on. The other thing is the voting for mods and admin. The voting for mods, let me say that. Voting for staff. How do I feel about that? How do I feel about the fact that our server is implementing the idea that you could vote for staff members? I gotta say I have mixed feelings. Very mixed feelings. Because while I think that more staff members is good, like I said before, and while I think that there are people who are not staff who deserve to be staff, I will not drop names. I'm saying there are people who are not staff who I believe deserve to be staff. I also think that, you know, my personal thought of who should be a staff member might not be the best. And I'll say this, we have a lot of players who are fresh enough, who are green enough, who are new enough that I don't think that their decision, I think that their decision of who would be a good staff member is based a lot on who's nice to them. And while I think that being nice is a good quality for a staff member to have, the idea of like, oh, this person's real nice, oh, they're real cool, they go with my joke, ha ha ha, this is my business partner, none of those things make you a good staff member. I think. Sorry again for the cough. But that's my worry. My worry is we're now going to have the same number of I'm going to use my hands, so I'm not moving now. The same number of staff members that we had before who are doing things, and then we're going to have an additional like 5 or 6 people who are staff members who are like, la-di-da-di-da, I am a staff member, look at me, I don't know what to do and I don't got to worry about it, I was voted staff member, Does that mean that I don't trust the average player to vote for a good staff member? No, that's not true at all. I trust that the average player does have the ability and knows who a good staff member is. But I think that might be overridden by the person who they think is cool, or the person who they think is their friend, or the person who's the popular player. And that's my fear. That is my deepest, darkest concern. And then in 2-3 months, we're going to have the same issue that we have now, just not exactly of exploit. We're going to have the same issue of people like, hey, sorry, you know, you were a trial mod, and you didn't do a great job. Sorry, bye-bye. And we're going to be back where we are, because none of the trial mods are going to stand. Or out of like the 6 or 7 that they implement, 1 or 2 will stay, and the rest won't. And the 1 and 2 that stay might just be there because they're lucky. I don't know. I'm not saying... I'm trying really hard not to say that the average player is going to make a bad decision, or, you know, say that the average player... Or say that... people who are say people are going to be voted for who aren't going to be good mods. I'm just saying I have that fear. You know, I have that fear that, you know, the people who are voted in might be voted in due to popularity, and I hope that that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. I hope that I'm wrong. I sincerely hope that I'm wrong. I'm just worried, and it might just be that I'm worried about change, I'm worried about new things in the server, worried about things that I don't understand, and I usually, like with stuff like the expansion and things, I was like, I don't care for it, I'll just ignore it. I'm not gonna go nuts trying to be the first one to get to the new land like a lot of players do. I'll just chill and relax and deal with it later as I can. And I did. But the idea of like there's new mods is a little bit harder to ignore, especially with my hope that, you know, there'll be mods who genuinely do their job, who are genuinely here to help. Well, they're getting down to 1 hit now. Gotta hurry. But that's my concern. Do I think that we're gonna get mods voted in who are... Do I think that every mod voted in isn't gonna do their job and it's gonna be horrible and it's just in it for the title? Absolutely not. No, I think we're gonna have great mods. But I'm saying the possibility is there. I'm reminded of Jay Cava and of Polycan, who became staff. And Jay Cava is a good example of someone who became staff and immediately looked for ways that they could abuse the staff power, the staff privileges, I'll say. You know, they were a city owner. They came in and said, hey, I'm going to use this to help my city. I'm a city owner, or I was a city owner. I get that, doing whatever you can to help your city. But when it comes to, like, you know, you're harming the server, you're ruining the integrity of what it means to be a staff member, all that good stuff, that's not cool, man. That's not good. You should not do that. Bad, Jay Cava. Bad. You know? And Polycan, who got away with it for years, and actually only got exposed because they left and decided, hey, I'm going to let everyone know, and went on forums and said, hey, I've been cheating the entire time I've been on the server. There was another one. Cow. Something. Moo cow. Maddie cow? Maybe cow? Something like that. But they had the same thing, you know? They came on, they became a staff member, immediately started breaking the rules, knowing they could get away with it. And I gotta get down there and get my skulls. There's no skulls in here. They're right there! No! Oh, thank God. There we go. We're safe. But you know, I'm just an old man who's scared of change. And I know deep down in my heart that things are gonna go great, you know? We're gonna get some new mods. They're gonna be fantastic. Mods are gonna be upgraded to admin. It's gonna be real good. But then there's that part of me that says, but wait, Stern, you're wrong. It's gonna be terrible. And I'm like, what? Terrible, you say? Well, I don't want to deal with that. So there's fear. And there's concern, you know? Especially with what just happened. Especially with all these mods who came out as like, you know, they were exploiting. They were taking advantage. You know, and like I said, I get it. It's easy. It's a temptation. And that was kind of one of those gray areas with the exploit, you know? And it's even been said, if any other player did it, they'd be fine. Maybe even get like a warning. And that's it. But it's the fact that these were mods, that these were government officials, that these were people who, you know, honestly, you would anticipate they wouldn't do that. But we're all humans. At least I hope so. I assume we're all humans. But there's my 2 cents on the subject. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know down on here what you think. Because I know that everyone has opinions. I've heard the opinions. Oh my God, how I've heard the opinions. But I've heard the opinions of everyone. Let me know down below what you think. In regards to the new mod voting system. In regards to the new... Or the mods being demoted. The exploit. How it should have been handled. What you appreciate about it being handled. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you.